This is just no time for an intro, lads. PvP is upon us. As of the time of this recording of this video, it is 6 days away, starting on September 13th, going through the 16th. Everybody who has access to DFK via Web3 will be able to play player versus player combat here in the year 2024. Can you believe it? To commemorate this event, myself and my guild, ADFK, is going to be running a tournament on the 14th and 15th over 2 days. It will be open registration with some hero level restrictions, but otherwise it's pretty much a free-for-all, a good opportunity to show off the heroes we've been building these past few years, the equipment we've been accumulating, and the skill that you have been cultivating via hunts. When I post this video here in a minute, I will also be making this tournament sign-up sheet available to everyone. I'm mostly going to be going over what is written here because gamers being gamers are not always so great at reading rules. And as the tournament organizer, I want to be as clear as possible. Here is an example of how I would sign up if I was playing. I'm not playing. But first, what I want you to call me, Just. The dates I am available, there's a drop down, pick as many as you are available. If you only have 1 2-hour window, we can try to accommodate that as much as possible. The first day is only going to be maybe 4 to 5 matches at most, best of 1 matches that is. It should not require that much time, but we could be pushing it if you're only available after brunch before the in-laws come over, whatever. That might not be the best time in the world to join a tournament. But if you do so, and if you send 25 Jewel to this address, you will get at least 1 entry to the raffle at the end of day 1. We're going to have a bunch of prizes that have not been quite finalized yet, but we're going to give away a bunch of smaller stuff at the end of day 1 and then some big prizes to the top 2 finishers on day 2. The entry fee is basically nominal. It's only 25 Jewel, $2 to $3 at the time of recording. The reason to do so is to encourage people to follow through. Just from experience with these things, sometimes people see something like this on a Monday and are like, oh cool, I'll totally do that. Fill out the sheet. Don't hear anything from them all week. They don't really think about it. And then I'm pinging them Saturday morning at 11 o'clock and they're like, oh dude, I flaked. Which is not the end of the world. You know, shit happens. But I do find that is less likely to happen if there is some skin in the game. So that is the purpose of the entry fee to this address. When you do so, just post the transaction here and send it from the wallet you put here. This is where you'll be playing PvP from. The heroes in this wallet are what's going to be available to you. This tournament is going to be wallet-owned assets only. Then the last checkbox is if you're available on Sunday, the 15th, to play either a top 4 or a top 8 single elimination tournament. Planning on best of 3 for that. And like I said, the top 2 finishes will be the biggest prizes. If you are unable to play on Sunday but still want to play on Saturday, that is fine. The entry fee is small, and like I said, you get at least 1 raffle ticket entry for joining. And even if your spot goes to somebody else, if you get some wins, you will get more entries based on day 1. I'm going to ask that everybody registers 3 IDs from their wallet before the start of the tournament, which is not the same as before when you play if you're playing late, for example. The organization for this will be taking place in the AFT Discord. Most of you are probably already in there. There's the link if you need it, and there will be a section for this tournament specifically with pinned information all over the place. So on Saturday, once I get all the data for when people are available, I'm going to try to make 2, possibly 4 pools of players depending on how many people we get. It'll be like soccer, I think, where you have these little pools and then two advance from each onto the final tournament. This is very much contingent on what we see for this sheet in the week coming out. I'm trying to get this out as soon as possible so we can advertise it and get as much of the community in this tournament as possible who thinks they have what it takes to play PvP with high-ish level heroes, which is the only real restriction in this tournament. I'm going to go through and double check this before we start. If you complete a match and your team was legal, unfortunately that's not going to count and we'll probably have to DQ you just to keep things moving along. Nothing personal, but I'm going to try to avoid that situation as much as possible. A legal team must be residing in the registered wallet at the time of the tournament start. So either 10, 11, or 12-ish We'll see. This is all Eastern time, by the way. And the average level for that team needs to be 18 or less. The level range is 16 to 20, meaning there is room in the structure to use a level 20 that you've invested the stampots and or the time and effort to get it there. But this restriction was created in order to be a little more inclusive, I think, meaning that I don't know how many people have 3 level 20s, and if they do have 3 level 20s, how well those are going to work for this environment. So we will be enforcing this level restriction. Team average 18, which another way to think about that is your levels of your 3 heroes must add up to 54 or less. Let's go through a couple quick examples. Okay, this is a legal team. We have level 19, 18, 17. Also, we could switch these out for 2 more level 18s. I think that one's pretty obvious. We can also get a little bit fancy, go 17, 17 to fit that level 20 in here. Total is 20 plus 34 is 54. And if your high level hero pool is a little more restricted, this is also a legal team. Level 20, level 16, level 17. That's a total of 53. So like I said, 54 or less, you're fine. 55 and over, it's illegal. You get it. Other possibilities, we could switch this out for an 18. We can go 19, 16, 16, etc. You can figure that out for yourself. I did add one caveat here in the README. The minimum level that's going to be counted towards your party level is 16, but if you need to, you can play lower than 16. It will just count as a 16, much like if you take a level 9 into the boar fight, for example, it will count it as a level 10 when it does your party average. So if this is just what you have and you want to play, it's not quite ideal. You're giving up a little bit of value, but you can do it. What you cannot do, and I want to be clear about this, is use this as a loophole to include 2 level 20s, or because the sum of 19, 15, and 20 is 54, which seems to be a legal team. However, this 15 is going to count as a 16 with respect to your party level, which means it's 55, and this is an illegal team. So hopefully that is clear. I'm just, if we don't know each other, you could DM me or tag me in the ADFK tournament section. Our guild will be trying to stream as much of this gameplay as possible. If you want to stream or record your matches to do some content, that'd be great. Or co-stream with us. Or just hang out and chat and win giveaways. That sounds like a pretty fun Saturday afternoon. So this sheet is going to be public in a minute. Go ahead and fill out these row, and we'll see how many people we get. Hopefully we can get 16. 32 would be amazing. I think we got that once for a Fight Club tournament, but I don't know, maybe not. But if we get 16 or less, it'll be top 4 on day 2. If we get something like 30 or so, we'll do top 8. We're just going to have to play that by ear. In terms of the pool play, everybody's going to play until they get 3 wins or 2 losses, tentatively, but stay tuned for more details on that. Okay, thanks for listening. Thanks for reading. We'll see you in the Discord, and we'll see you not quite in the Coliseum, but Coliseum adjacent next weekend.